Alright, hey folks. Thanks for joining me out here today. We're gonna take a look at the Woods Walker titanium stove. It's a stove for hot tenting. I picked this thing up. The company actually sent me 2 of them. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the second one. Probably like maybe a giveaway or something eventually. We'll see. I might just save it. Mine might end up needing spare parts for all I know. So we're gonna check that out. I'm out here, it's a snowy day. You can hear the plows in the background. I don't know, a few hundred yards off the road. I'm up at my dad's house again. This is just another little section of the woods that he lives in. Here, check it out. But this is a cool clearing I used to always like hang out in and do dumb stuff in when I was a kid. But I used to have a really awesome fort over that way. Any of you guys who know me personally, like when I was a teenager, we had a lot of fun back there. But anyways, so yeah, let's get right to it. First thing we're going to want to do is probably clear this area out so that we can grab the hot tent, set that up, and then we'll work on the stove. So first things first. Now the stove, hold up. All right. Now this stove sets up pretty easy. It's similar to the Pomely, West Wind, or Wild, what are they? To a lot of the other stoves. It's ultralight. This thing weighs next to nothing. Boom. It's pretty good. The bag sucks. I mean, it's lightweight, so I guess that's cool. But definitely not that great. I think I might actually see if I can have my wife, who sews the gloves, see if I can get her to make me a bag. I'll have to cut all the pieces and have her just stitch it for me. But anyways, you got a side rack. Comes with a damper. You got your roll-up chimney. Hold up, there we go. You got a roll-up chimney right here. These are the guy lines to stake it out. This is they call this a spark arrestor. I don't see this arresting anything. I mean, it's not. I mean, look at the size of the holes in it. Which is good. If you have really small holes, they're going to plug up. So, I mean, it's nice to have this just so you can, you know, put these guy lines, put these out to actually hold your chimney upright. If it's breezy or anything, you don't want this thing falling on your tent. It will destroy this tent. So, let's see. This is the part that connects to the tent. And the damper slides right in. It's a slide damper. Cool. I prefer that type of damper. Well, for these types of stoves anyways. You got all these nifty little titanium rings. These are what holds your stovepipe in shape. So definitely don't want to lose these. Here's the clamp. This clamps to this on your stove. So that way it stays on your stove, right? The only thing I didn't bring with me is a carbon monoxide detector. If you're going to be burning one of these things and your tent's pretty sealed up, you should have definitely, I mean, for 30 bucks, if you invested money in this, that, a pack to carry it all, get a $30 CO detector, dude. You know, your family doesn't want to hear about you dead in the mountains or dead out back with, you know, because you were too cheap to buy a CO detector. The ones we have on the fire department, they're like this big. you know, and we use them at the fire department. But they build, I'm sure they build smaller ones if you're that worried about any of that. But anyways, enough about that. But I have to throw that safety disclaimer out there. Get a CO detector if you're going to be using one of these. It could save your life. Now, I've used this a few times. It's it's not too warped for being as thin gauge material as it is. Oh, yeah. Fold your legs out first. Durka. There we go. Now it's got these style legs. I'm not crazy about them, but they work. You can level it out and make it work. You know, a lot of the stoves have the little, basically like threaded rod. You know, that's not bad. But neither is this. So, there you go. You unfold it. It's got the little window right there. Right, it's cute. And you got these right here. They just fold over. Easy peasy. They go into little slots. I mean, the simplicity of this thing is great, you know. And not just this stove, all these style stoves, you know. You know, and when I got this stove, man, biggest thing I was thinking, because I had a one of those, it's like FL Tom, you know, those square, heavy stoves. This thing weighed like 22 pounds. This thing, 4 pounds, you know. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I think it weighs under 5 pounds, and that's with the chimney and everything. But I had one of those FL Tom stoves, and the big thing with that is you can't, it doesn't burn for very long. Like every 45 minutes, you know, because there's such a little burn chamber in those. This has got twice the burn chamber of one of those $150. There's other names for it too. You know, it's just a Chinese stove. They weigh like 22 pounds. They got the heavy door. It's like a cast iron door. You know, so they're heavy and they're very safe. You know, from the couple times I used it, they're very well built. They're just, God almighty, they're heavy. So let's try to fit the top on. There's that. There you go. That one. And then go to the opposite corner, because these do warp a little bit. I mean, I've gotten this whole thing glowing, and I haven't gotten a crazy amount of warpage, but still, when I go to put the top on, I go this one, then I go that one, and then go across to here, and then go across to here. All right, it's got a little glass insert there. You can't really see much out of that glass insert. I mean, it gives off a little bit of light, I suppose, but it's not as pretty as they advertise. But it does work. So anyways, here's your stakes for the chimney. Now here's the fun part, guys. Check this out. Hold on, wait for it. Hold on. I'm not shitting you. There you go. There you go. Your chimney. Now, you see in the fancy advertisements for these, those guys, they roll this shit out and it, whoop, yeah. It's not, I'm sure there's people who can do it, man. God bless you. I'm not one of those guys. This thing is a pain. But, either way, I mean, it does, see, it does want to roll. It does want to roll in itself, but nothing like what they show you. And more wants to do this. See that? Like curly Q? Just kind of, yeah. No, actually, I'm impressed. It actually did kind of snap together here. And this won't be as painful as I thought. I've had this stove out 3 times. I got it at the end of last year, so I didn't really use it. I set it up in the spring and burned it. But I've only had it out here in this tent, including that time, 3 times. So maybe the memory's burning into this. Because they say with these things here, the metal forms a memory from heating it up. So, and which makes sense. So maybe mine's starting to get to that point, you know, after 3 burns. Just it's so thin. I don't know how long these chimneys last. I mean, if you guys got any experience with these things, let me know how long yours lasted before it was toasted. Right. Slide your rings on. You space them out about every 10 inches or a foot or so, whatever. Try to attempt to feed this down. I think it's the first time I've done this with snowshoes on. It makes maneuverability a little trickier, but let's see how it goes. Now this thing here, your clamp, it's got a thumb holder on, thumb screw, so you don't need any tools. Like this whole stove, you don't need any tools to set it up. Actually, let's put this. Get it nice and wide open. Yeah, this just goes in there, goes right there. You can put like a frying pan, something like that on it, you know. It's not made to hold a lot of weight, but it's a nice little drying rack, whatever, you know. If you don't want to use it, you can take it off. But it also comes with a rack that goes right here that you can put stones on. You can sleep with the stones. I don't usually take that with me. It's kind of big and it's just extra weight. This thing puts out a lot of heat. Honestly, the whole thing, me filming it, took about 20 minutes to set up by myself, so that's not too bad. It definitely takes a little bit of practice, So if you get one of these one of the other brands, make sure you, for safety's sake, make sure you're taking that out and setting it up. Sorry, setting it up in your backyard or practicing with it before you go out in the field and rely on it. You don't want to be a few miles back in the woods on a mountain or something like that, and then all of a sudden, you try setting this thing up and it's not as easy as they make it look on the advertisements. So definitely it takes a little bit of practice, especially if you're doing it by yourself. Use your head. Okay. Anyways, let's get the old buck saw out. Shout out to Bone Valley. That's who made this buck saw. I've had this thing for years. I've split or cut so much wood with this thing. I've had it for I probably had it for about 4 years. Actually, it came with this. This is the original bag to it. It's starting to get beat up. I might actually spring for one of those fancy bags or maybe make one. I don't know. But that's the original bag to it. It's got a lot of miles on it, this saw does. I'm on my second blade because you can sharpen these, but for what it's worth, for the $10, just buy another one. Right, there you go. Okay, that's solid. It's getting cold. The camera's messing up too. But yeah, let's get to processing some of this wood. Since it's cold, let's get a fire going. Brilliant, right? All right, hold on. Where's a good spot to put you guys? Right here. All right. Get some pretty sweet curls with that knife. I tell you, I love this thing. There it goes. Well, that's definitely less than ideal, because that piece of birch that I was collecting my feather sticks on, that was covered with snow. But I think we'll be all right. I've definitely started fires in worse conditions, I suppose. There. Let that take off. So you got your vents right here. Run them wide open for now. Let that stove take off. And if nothing else, this here always makes a decent little drying rack. When all your crap's in the snow. All right. Whoa. Well, it's getting late. It's starting to get dark. This wood's taking longer to take off than I anticipated. It's pretty damp. So, but I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm just gonna boil some water and get something to eat. I'm starving. But it's a nice little setup. That's the Woods Walker titanium stove. It's titanium, like I said, the whole thing with the chimney weighs gotta be less than 5 pounds. It takes decent sized wood. Then the One Tigris, I mean, you've got a whole hot tent set up that's good for at least a night or two out in the woods, you know, for less than 10 pounds and under 500 bucks, you know. So in the hot tenting, in the world of hot tents, that's getting out pretty cheap and pretty light. I mean, the whole thing fits in a backpack. So it's a nice little setup. So thanks for stopping by the channel. And before it gets any darker, I'm gonna let you guys go. And stay tuned for the next one, all right? Catch you later. Ooh, hold up, check it out. It's actually starting to take off. I'm so excited. I'm gonna eat. I knew it would take off sooner or later. But so, all right. Anyways, enough of that nonsense. You guys have a good one. Catch you on the next one. Peace out.